Okay. Bring this down. So we're still a little bit early for class. So anybody that has already tuned in, you can just maybe lie onto the mat, take a little bit of some stretching, maybe reaching the arms up overhead or side to side. Or maybe you just want to chill out and wait till we start. And that's fine too. So I have a different system that I'm using today. So we'll see how this goes with sound. The downside for me is I can't see the screen right now. So I've put my laptop to the corner to see if anybody has any issues. They can type into the comments. Yeah. So like I said, if you've just joined us, you can just chill out for a couple of minutes till everybody makes their way to the mat. Or if you want to lie on your back, you could do a little bit of breath work as well. That can be nice to do. And we still have another few minutes. Good. So it's nice to open the live video a little bit sooner than when the class starts, because sometimes when people go to the page, until I click live, they can't actually see the class. So it can be a little bit hard to orientate yourself around where the class is sometimes on the Facebook page, because there's so many different videos kind of scattered in different places, so especially on my page. Anyway, so if you haven't already, you can get a scarf, a band or a belt and take that close to you. If you have neck issues, a cushion might be nice. You could place that underneath your head, and then I will give you cues as to when we need to remove it. So there's a couple of exercises where if you do use a cushion for the back of your head, you'd remove it when the hips go higher than the head, just to support the cervical spine. But you don't have to worry about that. I will cue you for that if that's necessary. So let's just come on to the mat, maybe for the next minute or two, and just draw your knees into your chest and rock your knees from side to side. And maybe whoever is on right now could let me know how that sound is. As if this sound, I've done a few sound checks during the week and this seems to work better with the sound. But maybe just type in the comment box there how the sound is working for us. And if it's not working so great, I can switch back to the laptop, but let's see. So for some people, the sound seems to be working out great for them, and then for others, not so much. So really want to try and bridge that gap between the ones that it's not working so well with and the ones that it is working so well with. So the only way we can do that is experiment, yeah. So pop into the chat box now and let me know how that sound is. Much better. Great, Loretto. Good. Maria, Lisa, super duper. Okay, we are ready to start the class. I don't need this now because you've already given me my feedback. So we can have one less screen in the room, because I'm sure we're all so used to looking at our screens right now. So we're going to start with warming up through the upper body and then moving down to the lower body. So I'm going to invite you to do this standing because it may be more comfortable standing for you. It's hard to get the camera angle to get a whole view here, so that's why I do it kneeling. So either standing or kneeling. We're going to take whatever instrument you have, whether that's a scarf, belt, band, tea towel, and then just hold it so it's wider than your own hips. Roll the shoulders back. And I just want to take a moment to say hi to all of the people that I know that are watching. So a lot of you guys come to my classes in Samuel Beckett in Leopardstown or over in Sandyford Community Hall. But there's also a lot of you that are viewing that I don't know. So hi to all of you. Thanks for joining in. And my name is Tara. So you probably know me as Early Pilates right now. So let's all enjoy our class. We're going to do a little bit of stretching and opening, and then today we're going to focus on working the core. So let's take an inhale and raise those shoulders up to your ears. And then on the exhale, we just roll the shoulders back as the band or whatever you're holding slides down. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, rolling back. So we just want a chance to open out the body before we start to get into our stronger movements. And that supports our body and keeps our body free of strains if we get into the workout too fast. It can be too much for the muscles. So we'll do one more. Inhale, reach. And then rolling the shoulders back. Now let's go the other way. So inhale, shoulders are still coming to the ears, but this time we're rolling the shoulders forward. And if you've just joined in, you can be doing this standing or kneeling, whichever is most comfortable for you. Let's do two more. Inhale, reach the shoulders up and roll it forward. And one more. And roll it forward. Now we're going to reach the arms over our head and then slowly lower it back down again. Take an inhale breath as you reach. And ideally the hands are a little bit wider than your shoulder width here. And then gently lower it down. Two more. Breathe in. Exhale. And one more. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale. This time we're going to go into extension. So we inhale, reach the arms up like we just did. But let your eye gaze look to the sky if it supports your neck. And then slowly lower it back down. So do two more with extension. Breathe in, the eye gaze walks up the wall towards the ceiling. And then slowly releasing. And last one, lifting high to the sky, eye gaze up. And then slowly lower everything back down to center. Dropping whatever it is you have in your hands. Bring your hands up towards the top of your shoulders. We're going to breathe in to turn to one direction. Exhale, gently draw the belly in to come to center. Breathe in. Exhale, come to center. Again. To one side, back to the middle. Then to the other side, and then back to the middle. Relax your hands down by our side. Let's take our right arm up to the sky, and then side reach it. Slowly drop that hand down. And come to the other side to side reach. So giving a chance for the side body to open out. We'll be working the muscles in there, the oblique muscles in a little while. The waist muscles of our tummy to the sides. Two more. Exhale to reach. Slowly release. And last one. Reach. And slowly release. So most of you, I'm guessing, are standing. So we're going to come to the end of our mat. I'm just standing nice and tall if for some reason the camera has cut my head off. So we take an inhale breath at the top. Exhale, imagine you're nodding your chin to your chest. And then keep your eye gaze looking down at the floor between your toes as you nod your head. So it's like you're bowing now. You're reaching your hands in the direction of your toes. And you're going to bend your knees a little bit as you reach the hands down. Now check in, where is your head in space? So are you looking out towards the sort of middle of the mat or the front of the mat? If you are, allow the crown of the head to really drop. So your eye gaze looks back in between your knees. So you're really creating that full flexion through the spine. Take an inhale breath at the bottom. Exhale, push into your feet, draw your belly in, slowly start to stack your spine up. So you're gently articulating through the vertebrae until you come back to that nice tall standing position, rolling the shoulders back with your head nice and tall. We're going to do one more. Breathe in on the top. Exhale, nodding the chin in the direction of the chest.
rounding through your middle spine as if you're bowing your body or reaching over to pick something off the floor. Bend the knees as you do that. This time we're going to breathe in on the bottom. Remember to drop that head. On the exhale, start to slowly bring your knees to the floor and walk your hands out till you come to that square box position. We're going to do a cat-cow here. So we draw the belly in, do that same movement as the eyes drop to look back in between the knees on an exhale. And then inhale, press the tailbone away. Let the belly drop a little bit and come up into the cow pose, opening the heart and lungs. Exhale, draw the belly in as we C-curve, accessing space in our mid-spine. Inhale, think of the collarbones drawing wide. Exhale, draw the belly in and up. Inhale, pressing the tailbone out. And we're going to do one more, and then we're going to add a variation onto this. So creating that arc again. And then pressing out to find extension. This time we're going to create a little bit of kind of circular motions. So release the pelvis out so you're kind of back to your original square box position. And then you're going to sway your hips to one side and then just drop back as if you're circling around your knees. Then you lean forward to your wrists as if you're circling around your wrists. So it's like you're creating circles with your body. And what that does is it allows all of the joints, the knees, the shoulders, the hips to really open out. And you breathe in one half of the circle and then you exhale the other half. Let's do one more like that. And then pause somewhere in the middle and then reverse the circle. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to reverse the momentum. Your brain and your body have to have a conversation to change direction. Breathing in one half and exhaling the other half. We'll take two more. And last one. Okay, now you're going to take your right hand away and you're going to step your right foot out in front of you. And you're going to have two hands either side of that foot. I'm going to give you an alternative if this is a challenge for your knees. Allow then your body to lean forward so this back hip gets to open out. So you really want that back hip opening out. Then you roll your shoulders back and you bring your eye gaze to look forward. If that's a challenge on your knees, come to a standing position and then just literally step the back leg back. And that way you're still going to get that back hip to open out. So you work with the option that's right for your body this morning. And sometimes that can change from day to day depending on what it is that you've been doing. So if you were doing a lot of gardening yesterday, this might be a challenge. Your body might be a little bit stiff. So you could then just take the standing option. So we're just breathing in and out here, holding that stretch. Just giving the chance for the hip muscles to open out. And then we're going to do 3 gentle rocking movements here, which will access the back of the thigh. If you're standing, you're just going to stay as you are. So we breathe in, dropping backwards, pulling up those toes if you can. And then we exhale, lean it forward. Breathe in as we move back in space. And exhale as we come forward. Just one more of these here. Breathing in. And then exhale, moving forward. Brilliant. Now slowly switch the legs, whether you're standing or you're down on all fours. Framing the hands either side of that foot and ensuring that your hips forward. So if we're back here in this kind of right angle position of the hip, you're not going to feel any stretch through this hip. So you want to allow your leg to move forward towards the mat, and that will access and open up the hip joint. And then start to build foundations here. So I like to come on kind of piano playing fingers. So I'm kind of perched up on my fingertips, and then I roll the shoulders back as I bring the heart and the lungs forward and open up my collarbones. In turn, that's allowing me to create activity through my shoulder blades as well. So I'm really active through my upper body. I'm providing support and stability for this movement. And then that allows me to access some ease in through that hip. And the breath is really supportive when you're looking for a place to just relax and release. That notion, that inhale and exhale creates a reduced tone in the nervous system. Let's start the rocking then. So we're going to rock it back, pull the toes up as we inhale. Exhale, move the body forward. Try and get all of that action happening as you come forward. Inhale, draw back in space. Exhale, move it forward. One more time. Inhale, drop it back. And exhale, moving forward. Brilliant. From there, sliding that knee back. If you've been standing, you're going to join us on the mat in a seated position. So first part of our core this morning. So you are going to be well introduced to your tummy muscles by the end of this class. So let's sit up nice and tall. So you're really perched on top of your tailbones, looking for the nice tall spine. So this is one of the principles of Pilates, that we get that neutral spine through the low back. If you're challenged in this position, grab a cushion from your couch and sit on it. When you get elevated, that will allow your spine to create a little bit more space to lengthen you up. We're going to reach the arms out in front. Take an inhale breath and start to roll through your pelvis. So you're looking for a C curve as you take that inhale back. Exhale, gently draw the belly in and allow the spine to come nice and tall. Breathing in as you're rolling back. Watch your feet aren't lifting. Try and keep your feet flat on the mat. And then slowly come up nice and tall. If you have any shoulders or neck issues, you could have your hands just at the back of your knees there, and that can facilitate the lift up and down. It just takes the strain out of neck or shoulders. And there'll be some of you that will want more challenge. So for you, you inhale as you roll back. And then as you come forward, lift the arms up to the sky. Try and frame your head between the arms. Breathe in to roll it back. And exhale, draw the tummy in as we lengthen. Let's do two more. Breathe in. And then on the next one, we're going to challenge you more. We're going to go a little bit further down. For some of you, this may not be for you. And if that's the case, you could maybe just take a little break on the top of the mat, or you could do a few more of those half roll backs. Others, you're going to roll your spine all the way down onto the mat the next time you come down. Reach the arms over your head. Breathe in, take your hands up to the sky. And then exhale, nod your head, fold the body forward, and use your tummy muscles to lift yourself back up to the sky. So I'm going to show you a little trick if some of you are still on your mat and didn't make it up. So breathe in, start rolling back. Exhale, reach over. So if you all want to make it to the top and you didn't make it the first time, take your right leg to tabletop. As you inhale, bring your hands to the back of your thigh. And as you exhale, just kick that right leg forward a little bit. And that will help facilitate you coming back up in space. And that will support your core journey. So if you use the leg, if you're challenged, it'll open up the back muscles for you, and then it will allow your core muscles to actually do something. If your back muscles are tight, they'll block the tummy muscles working. So use the leg if that's you. Otherwise, just nodding forward, your ribs are sliding into your front pockets, and then we're flexing the body one by one, vertebrae by vertebrae, to come back to that tall position. Let's do one more. So inhale to roll back. Slowly lower the spine down, reaching the arms over. Breathing in and exhale, nod, and slowly fold till we come back nice and tall. Brilliant. Turn over back to your all fours position here. So we're in our all fours position, but we're going to change it slightly. We're going to step our hands, 2 hands faces forward. And when we do that, we're going to roll onto the front of our kneecaps and allow our hips to move forward. So our hips are on a diagonal line. I don't mind if you keep your feet on the floor or you lift them and cross them behind. That's totally fine, either or. It doesn't change what's happening in your core. You're still going to feel that your tummy muscles are working. Now here, spread your fingers wide. Push deeply into your hands as if you want to rebound your body away from the floor. Roll your shoulders back, and as you do that, feel the collarbones widening. Lift the eye gaze maybe just to look above the skirting in your, wherever you are. And then roll the shoulders back, breathe in and out. Maybe leave a comment in the comment box and tell us where you're viewing the Pilates from today. Are you in Ireland? Are you somewhere else? I know we have a few from Malaysia watching us. So that'd be fun, pop it in the comment box. Because really what we're all doing here is we're all together teaching. I'm teaching the class, but I'm teaching it to a community of people. So it's kind of nice to have that in the back of the mind that, you know, we're all participating and we're all moving with a combination of people. Even though we're virtual, we're all doing this at the same time. So it's kind of cool to think that there's a virtual community of us. So you're probably feeling this in your core now. So let's slowly draw the hands in, drop your bum back, and reach your hands out in front and allow the head to drop down. Maybe you want your elbows to drop down as well if you felt that your arms were doing a lot of work there. And just take a breath in and out. And then from here, we're going to lift up and turn onto our sides. So bend your knees and have your heels in line with your butt. So you're going to be on your elbow and your elbow is in line with your shoulder. So that's really important. If the arm is too far out, so the elbow is no longer in line with the shoulder, it's going to be really hard on your shoulder. So tuck it under, much better position for you to be in. Your heels are in line with your sit bones or your back pockets. Then we're going to take our free hand and bring it out in front. So we take an inhale breath and then exhale, lift the hips up, pressing down into the knees as you lift the hips up and then lower down. So our intent is that this underside raise, we're pulling it up from the floor and then lowering it back down again. Some of you don't need your support hand, so you could add a rainbow arm to the lift. It's exhale as you lift up. Inhale as you lower down. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, lift. Lower down. And last one, lift it up. And lower it down. We'll advance that later in the class. Straighten both legs out, turn onto your belly. We'll do the other side in a minute. Elbows are in line with your shoulders. Separate your feet behind you. Take an inhale breath at the bottom. Exhale, draw your belly in and peel your spine and your ribs away from the floor. Breathe in on the top and exhale, gently lower it down. Get active with your feet, guys. Press your feet into the floor. As you're lifting up, your thighs are active. You almost feel your kneecaps pulling up. Breath in on the top and then slowly release everything back down. Some of you may be able to go higher. I'll show you that now. Perfectly fine to stay where you are so the elbows are rested. If you want to go higher, push into the hands, lengthening up through the spine. Make sure your back's okay with that inhale and then gently lower it back down. 2 more of whatever version you're working on. Breath in. Exhale, shoulders are rolling back in space as the eye gaze looks forward. Feet are active. Slowly lower it all down.
Last one, breathe in. Exhale to pick it up. Inhale. And gently lower everything back down. Bring your hands either side of your waist. Come up onto your knees. And then slide your knees to the other side of the mat now. So you come down on your elbows for your second side. Heels are in line with your butt. When you're ready, lift your hips up. Use your support hand if you want to. And then lower it back down. More challenge, lift the arm over the head like a rainbow. And then gently lower it down. So we're going to do 3 more. Exhale to lift. I know I have my back too, but we're just got 2 more. Lifting the hips up, scooping that side belly in and down. And one last one, lifting it up and gently lowering it down. Using that bottom arm, lift yourself back up to a seated position. Feet are flat on the floor. So we're sitting nice and tall again. We're going to add a version of the roll back, but we're going to bring rotation into it. So we're getting to work into the side, waist and muscles. So you can watch me for the first one if you want. The arms are out in front. We inhale, tip your pelvis back, but this time we're going to sweep our arm out to the side, twist, reaching back in the direction of your back of your mat, and then slowly come back to the center. Then we go to the other side. So we inhale as we roll and reach, and then we exhale as we come forward. So you can join me now when you're ready. Breathe in, roll back. Reaching, opening up that side waist. Exhale, draw the belly in, stack the spine tall. Breathe in to reach as far as you can. Exhale, coming tall. As you reach, turn your palm up to the sky. Open your chest and your shoulder. And then gently find your way back to the top of the mat. Breathing in. And you should start to feel like you're working out now. You're getting definitely warmed up. Pull the arm forward. Let's do 1 more to the right. Breathe in. And exhale, draw it forward. And at any time, please take a break for a glass of water. If you need to take a rest, take a little break if it's needed. So we're going to roll ourselves down onto the mat. Use the back of the thighs to help you if you want. Or if you know that that's not going to work for you, you roll onto your side and then bring yourself back down that way. So let's take the legs into tabletop. So legs are in tabletop, which means your knee is in line with your hip and you've got like a 90-degree angle here at the knee joint. Get into that space, bring your hands, like high five hands, onto the front of your thighs. Now straight away, there are going to be some of you that are here and this is extremely difficult and maybe your low back has started to get involved. If that's you, drop 1 foot, 1 leg, 1 hand. So just single leg, yeah. So take a breath in, single legs or double legs. You press your knees into your hands and your hands into your knees. There's no movement there. We've done this in the last few classes, so you probably know this exercise already. But you should feel straight away. The tummy is influenced by this. You've got that activity through your core. You can feel the energy lifting up into the center of the body. And most importantly, remember to breathe. So keep the breathing going as you're keeping that isometric contraction happening. Knees pressing into hands and hands pressing into knees. Let's do this for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Draw your knees into your chest. I'm going to invite you to use an exercise as a relaxation in between these sets. So the exercise is rolling like a ball. Some of you won't do this, and if that's you, you're going to stay on the mat with your knees hugged into your chest until we're ready to do our second set. Otherwise, you can have your hands on the front of your shins and then rock your body forward so you come into this balance position. The main focus is we stay in a C curve. We don't look for a straight spine here in this. We stay in a C curve. We breathe in to rock back and then exhale to rock forward. Inhale, exhale forward. Breathe in and forward. The toes could touch if you want. 2 more.
One more. And then slowly roll yourself down. Everybody reset. Back to tabletop legs. If you did a single leg, choose the other leg this time. Hands onto your knees, knees into the hands, and exhale and inhale as we press. Create a connection. Have a conversation with your tummy muscles by virtue of pressing the hands into the knees and the knees into the hands. Breathe in and out. Excellent. Keep that action going. Yes, you do have tummy muscles. We all have tummy muscles. We can all feel it now. Breathe in and out. Maybe there's a little bit of trembling going. Keep it going. Use the breath if you're really challenged. Focusing on that inhale and exhale. We're going to go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep going, 2, and 1 more. Draw the knees into the chest, stay there, or come with me with the rolling like a ball. We're going to do 5 rolling like balls. It's an exhale as you lift up. 1 more. Grab the back of your thighs and roll yourself back down, coming back to where everyone is, knees into your chest. Okay, we've got 1 more set left to do here, so we access into those side muscles again. So place your left foot down and keep your right leg up. Bring your right hand onto your right knee. Now activate the right hand and the right knee, just like we did. You can then exhale, slide the left leg along the mat, and inhale, draw it back in. If you want more challenge, lift it to tabletop, and exhale, slide that leg long, and then draw it back in. But remember, when we're doing that movement through the left leg, keep one eye on the right leg. So you want to keep that activation happening in the right leg. And the minute you do that, you're going to feel that there's more happening through the core. Let's go for 5 and 4, 3, last 2, 1 more. Inhale, place your feet down one by one. Drop your knees to one side and your head looks the other way. Gently bring the knees back to the middle and the head, and then drop them to the other side. Breathe in and out. And back to center. How are we doing? Are we doing all right? You can answer me back and we'll pretend we're in class. Let's turn, we have to do the other side. So left leg is up, hand is on the knee, knees on the hand. Choose whether your right leg's on the mat or the floor. And then when you're ready, exhale, press it out. And then draw back into center, good. Pressing and back into center. Breathing in and out as we're moving. Staying connected on the left side. Remember to slide along the mat if you need that. And sliding on the mat doesn't mean that you're taking the easy option. You're taking the option that's working for your body right now. And that will make your core stronger so that in turn you'll eventually come to your next level. If you jump levels, you never get strong. You're just making shapes. Do 2 more. And 1 more, press it all the way out. And slowly come back to center. Just gently draw your knees in, maybe rock the knees from side to side for a moment. And then bring the feet to the floor. And you're going to turn over onto your side now. So we're on our side. We can use our bottom hand to support our head or a cushion if you have one. Now what's important here is we want to be in like a tall standing position. So when you look down, you should just be able to see your toes. If your feet are out in front and you can see your shins and your thighs, they're too far forward. So you bring them back so you're just able to see your toes. Use your support hand in front to support you. We're going to glue the inner thighs together. We're still working in our waist muscle. We take an inhale breath and then exhale, lift both legs up from the floor, double leg lift, and then slowly lower it back down again. Exhale, lifting the legs from the floor, keeping them as close together as we can, and then lower it down. If you take your free hand, even just for one, and press the fingers down like this to where the seam of your top will be. So don't put your hand that way, you're not going to feel it. So fingers down like this. Now lift the legs up. And believe me, you will feel your oblique muscles, whether they haven't worked for a while or they're working all the time. You should feel them pop into your hands. That's the muscle engaging. You can put the hand back down again. So it's nice to have a sense of where we're trying to work from. So that gives the exercise more meaning, really. So we exhale to lift and then slowly lower down. And keep the eye gaze looking out in front rather than down, because that encourages better posture through the spine. For some of you that want more challenge, the hand could come away. If your balance is good, you could then add a lift and a lower. So remember, guys, these are options for you to take. You don't have to take every option. You're going to take 5 more wherever you are. Head could stay down, legs will lift up, or you could be with your hand in front. Last 2. And one last one. And gently lower it down. Before we go to the other side, we're going to go onto our belly. But we're going to come up onto all fours. And then when we get to the all fours, we're going to walk our hands, 2 hand spaces out in front. And we're going to come back into that intermediate plank that we were earlier, where you roll forward onto the front of your knees, your hips are forward. Gently draw in through your belly. Now, some of you are going to stay here. Others, see, can you take one arm away, reach it out, and then place it down. Exhale, reach it out, and place it down. Feet stay on the floor behind you. Bringing your eye gaze in front. One more to the right, and one more to the left. And release. Excellent. You can just literally turn to face the other way. I'm going to bring my head up this way so you can see me. So we get to do the other side. So again, we're looking for that nice straight spine. Just be able to see your toes. Use the support hand if it's needed. And 2 legs together. Remember, squeeze the inner thighs as we lift up. And then lower back down. Exhale to rise. And lowering down. And down. Lifting. And then maybe some of you have moved into the progression where you've taken the hand onto the thigh, or you're lifting the head up as you slide the hand down to the knee, and that's great. So it's nice. In Pilates, we always encourage people to have an internal sense of their own body. So really feeling how the exercise is affecting the body. That's probably a skill that you really get to refine when you're doing exercises like this, virtual classes, because you don't have a teacher to cue you. So you're really listening to the audio and the instructions from the teacher, but you also have that internal sense as well, guiding you to what level you need to be at. Let's do 5 more. And 4, 3, last 2, And one more. And lower it down. Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to give you two options for stretching the back of your thigh now. I'm going to show you the easier option first. And I'm going to invite you to take your band or your belts, whatever you have. Then you pop that around your foot. And you have the leg nice and long with your elbows resting on the floor. And then the most important thing is that you don't leave your knee slightly bent. So you straighten the leg out fully. That's the most important thing to get this stretch in the back of your thigh. And you're going to stay there, just taking your couple of breaths in and out. So for those of you that want a little bit more challenge today, you can follow this option. So we're going to come to a seated position. We're going to roll back onto our tailbone and take the feet off the floor. So you're in this balanced position. So I suppose a prerequisite of this mobility exercise would be that you can hold this balanced position pretty easy. So if you're kind of dipping your toe into this and you're really wobbly at this point, maybe just stay here because this is challenging your core. Otherwise, we're going to straighten one leg in the air, grab the back of the thigh and just really try and get length through the back of the hamstring and then release that down. Taking the other leg up and releasing down. So you've got a combination of mobility work here as well as strength work, holding yourself in that balanced position. And some of you guys are lying on the mat, having a great laugh at us up here, wobbling and wiggling around. But like I said before, take the option that works for you. And it's always good to have a little bit of fun in class. If you fall over, you get extra points. We'll take one more. Guys, if you're on the mat with the band, switch your leg out. And then for us that are here, if you wanted to try a little bit more of a challenge, you could try bringing both legs up to the side. Be your party trick. And then slowly tapping down. Maybe you're going back to single leg. Maybe you're keeping one foot on the floor as you take one leg out. Or simply you're holding the balanced position. We'll take 3 more here in whatever one you prefer. I can hear my right knee cracking. There might be a few cracks going on in living rooms. And then slowly lowering the feet down. And then release the foot out, band if you're on the band. And then let's all roll ourselves down onto the mat. And we're going to finish with a little bit of relaxation. So, legs are nice and long. Hands can be down by the side. Sometimes it can be nice to have the hands on the belly. And just take whatever way the breath is coming in and out of the body at the moment. You might have kind of challenged the body in that balanced position if you were in the balanced position. So just give your body a chance to settle down into this space. Maybe sensing the weight of the body on the mat. Feeling the back of the head, back of the shoulders, pelvis, and the weight of the legs falling heavy into the floor. We're going to breathe into the belly deeply now. And exhaling whatever way works for you. Breathing in to fill the lower belly with air. And exhale either out through the nostrils or the mouth. I often invite a softer breath when we get to this phase of the class. We're just allowing the body to settle. So breathing out through the nostrils can be a little bit more relaxing than through the mouth, but if for some reason you can't breathe out through the nostrils, Allow the exhale to be soft rather than force like we sometimes do in the workout. So really inviting softness, calmness, kindness into the body by virtue of the breath. As you inhale, you're filling the belly with air, expanding the belly. And then as you exhale, the air is softening, or the belly is softening. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. And taking a couple more of those breaths, noticing that rise and fall, the ebb and flow breath creates. And the surrendering that's surrounding your body right now on your mat. Acknowledge that softness. And if your mind wanders or your body starts to fidget, just allow that to happen. And then bring your intention back to that breath again. Maybe following the journey of the inhale as the belly expands. And noticing the back of the ribs softening as we exhale out. Let's take about 5 more breaths in and out here in your own time. And now I invite you to stay there if you wish to stay there for a little bit longer. For those of you that are ready to move on with your day, let's circle the feet, maybe circle the hands. Okay, so a little bit of movement into the body, just regular normal breath happening here naturally. Gently draw one knee into your chest. Follow with your second knee, and you're either going to roll your knees to your side to come to a seated position, or you can rock your body forward. So thank you for moving with me. We did a lot of work through our core muscles today, and just acknowledge the other people that are all in our class together. And I will see you back on the mat on Wednesday, same time, same living room at 10 a.m. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Have a lovely day.